I want to open this with the intention that these messages come out clear and for the benefit, the highest good of all of us. That you and me are protected, as always, and that God help me put my ego aside and give me messages straight from the source itself to you for clarity, so I can deal you some hope. Pulled some oracle cards from Soulless Oracle, and just thinking of that name and looking at your cards, and it starts off pretty deep. You hear the rain? I feel as though we're in or if we are not, we were in some kind of dark hole. It seems as though we're coming out of it. If we're not coming out of it now, we will be soon. Thank God, because we start off with these two cards right here. 1333, which 33 is a master number, and 68 and 76, 7668. 7668. So both of these, if you look behind each of these cards, this one being the sensual love and touch, and the thing that sparks your heart, and both of these are being coming out of some kind of darkness, this is the strength. She's coming up strong than ever out of some kind of dark hole as the strength. My heart is frozen. This is what she says. My heart is frozen, but my wings are not. She could still fly. Same as her. She's been battered and bruised, bullied, and she's not giving up. She's not giving in to that. She says, take it back. I don't want it. Take it back. I don't want it. If it's going to be like this, I don't want it. 33, and I see she's holding on to her hat, and maybe she's almost afraid to let it go, because remember in was it Cancers? Who's Cancers? I think it was Cancers. We were letting it go. We were saying bye-bye to the hat. Her hat was coming off, and we were saying bye-bye. That's real dark, but it does get light. It does seem as though we have some kind of help. Here, this is coveting or jealousy, dealing with some kind of emotions, anger, something like this. And awareness of it. Perhaps you're seeing it in other people, a reflection, something like this. And this is contagious. Divorce is contagious. Smiles are contagious. It's that mirror imaging I see here. And this is saying, thou shalt not covet. Don't be jealous. It's cool to say, oh, that's cool, that's inspiring, oh, that inspires me to go get my own. But to want what someone else has, and I don't know, you might have this kind of energy around. I see the Queen of Wands in reverse, somebody jealous. But it seems as though you're protected. With this angel on top, this is and it's number 22, the master number 22. This is some kind of teacher or some kind of the master builder coming to help. You got the master builder and the master enlightenment here, 233, and then 39 and 6, which this is your prayers come true. And this is noticing this, it's we're mixing the two. This is our prayers being answered. Just number 6. Security blanket. I lay my head on your chest, your heart is beating song, contentment. So safe and secure, while my eyes ever awake. Contentment and security are things we well seek, but how do we attain them? This is about this is about gratitude and being grateful. So it's okay, our prayers are answered by gratitude, with the attitude of gratitude, and by believing and knowing this is all the darkness is over. It's this is this new flower emerging. This is the new life, which I have yet to pull your tarot cards to go in this a little deeper. But this lady with the wings and this battered bully card, the angel, and 15 covet, 39 the prayer, the Queen of Wands upright though, and the King of Swords in reverse. Oh, the King of Swords in reverse. Okay, so it says if we're not looking at the past fairly. We're not looking at the past fairly, especially when it comes to a certain feeling, or, but perhaps it takes for you to look at it like this, maybe, or for you to go back to the past. It takes you for you to lose at going back, or for you to get thrown off your throne. It's almost like, you know, the King of Swords, he don't back down. He's reminiscing, but he's not going back. This King of Swords in reverse, it's almost like something's luring him. It's almost like it takes for us to go back to get knocked off in order for us to come into this Page of Wands, where it's like throwing that away. It's like F that pass, and this takes for, it's like she throws the wand and that's the prayer, and now this, she comes from the Page to the Queen, you know, the power of prayer. You want it, you got it, and this is what happens. You know, there was a very it's like a very tragic event. Perhaps it was a love triangle, or has something to do with jealousy, has something to do with the shadow or some kind of spirits, you know. And this is coming up from the darkness. This is the Wheel of Fortune, though. This is a destiny. Like, this was you're destined, and this is this spiraling up, and this is adding both the negative and the positive, or pulling both the love and throwing it away. The black and the white, both the good and the bad. And this, and I heard taking a risk, and perhaps this is the risk that you took here at the Page, you know, here going from the Page to the Queen. You took that risk, and it's like, yes, I caught it. You were just throwing it up, and then when you caught it, it was like you're blessed with this beam of light. This beam of light goes to this angel. On top of this angel was the Emperor. So I don't know if this is a father angel, father of yours, a grandfather, a masculine figure, an authority figure. This could be an Aries. This could be a female, but masculine. As the Emperor, it could be a female who played a father figure or some kind of authority figure, you know, a teacher, parent, guardian. And this Emperor is, it's like he's sitting on the ball. He's sitting on the ball. Perhaps it is rolling, but it's like he's playing very strategically this game of chess. And he's listening to the advice I heard from the gods, as they give him strategic steps, and he heeds their warning. So weird. Perhaps he is trying to protect you or give you some kind of warning through, you know, number 22, this master number. You know, twos are all about duality, you know, coming together and bringing together cooperation. 1 and 2. You know, we're coming from a deep dark time where it's like we couldn't even get out of our bed, right? Stuck in this, and this is why this angel is here. It's like, yeah, her heart might be broken, but her wings aren't. And this is this that came out on top of here, which we have this broken, this 9 of Swords. But this is this mental, it's almost like we're stuck in this mental loop, a mental pattern. It almost reminds me of like some kind of curse. But it's like one thing, like a sage, or like one positive thought, or like one thing to cleanse it would wipe all of this away. You see that? And this is almost like the strategy. It's like, how can you strategize these thoughts like this Emperor if you're in this position? This is why we come from this position. I guess we were feeling it. You know, in order to heal it, you have to feel it, which this was good. And this is this healing. This is this anxiety, this stress, these thoughts, and this is in this Four of Swords energy, where it's almost like I see God coming to pick you up and put you in this nest and have you in this nest to rest. You know, I said we were in our black hole. We were alone, sleeping, resting with this broken heart. It's like really releasing all of these, being vulnerable, addressing how we feel, saying how we feel, writing how we feel, you know, really releasing this. And it's as if the waters of our cries, like releasing this, is really, it's like it's watering something. In the Seven of Pentacles, it's like giving the man with the plan, some kind of pull. Perhaps he's in this like emotional pull, where it's like we're emotionally attached. And I see when you plant your flowers, how you spit on the seeds and you plant them. Perhaps this Emperor is like somebody sent by the gods, by the angels or by God to help you. Like the story of Gilgamesh. Maybe we'll get into that. We have time. It's only 12 minutes. Maybe we'll get into it. This is the last one. Like I said, I think we're experiencing some kind of breakup, loss of love with the Page of Cups. And this is like a sad loss of, you know, the King of Cups in reverse, the Page of Cups, and it's right on top. This is real releasing. This is a detox. This is an empty, and this is like, oh, all hope is lost. There's no possibilities. This is this darkness that we're in, and this betrayal. I heard. And it's as if we're getting out of this and into, it's like we're coming out. We're coming out of this into our own light. It's like this queen, this is the spark, this judgment, this new. It's like, and within an instant, we like snap out of it. So yes, the Epic of Gilgamesh. So the story of Gilgamesh was like the first story ever written, really, and it was written in Cuneiform form, which is wooden stylus on stone tablets on clay, and the clay turns to stone. You know, they were smart. That lasts forever. And this is where the Bible got its stories. Quran got its stories. You know, all the people have stories of the flood came from the Sumerian tablets. There was their version of this story that happened. That was 5,000 years ago in the Mesopotamian times, where the god Anu created Gilgamesh, 2/3 god, 1/3 man, and he was the king of Uruk, and he was kind of sort of a tyrant. You know, he was stopping weddings and doing things, and the people were kind of like upset, and he was not settling down. He was traveling the world, and not only that, but he got like this deep knowing from the gods. Forget which one it was. I think it was Enlil, and these two other gods was straight sending him information. So he was beyond smart. He knew this information that most people did not know. He got it straight from the gods. So after knowing that he didn't have a counterpart, he kept on going, and all the good people were mad and going to the gods, and what about this? You know, the tyrant king, da 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 da. So Anu created Gilgamesh's counterpart, an equal, and she made him out of clay, flicked him into the woods, and out grew Enkidu. Enkidu was made just from the gods. Like Gilgamesh was just as big, just as powerful. They said he was powerful like a meteorite from a star that falling from the sky. And you know, Gilgamesh was having these dreams of these stars that fall from the sky and these big axes. And his mother, he went to his mother, and his mother prophesied and said, this is a friend that's coming to save you. He's going to save your life. He's going to help you. And you know, they said, oh, the people are going to kiss his feet like a baby, and he's going to save your life. So what happened, the people came to Gilgamesh and was bitching about they didn't have no meat. All their traps were being empty. Here, Enkidu was in the forest, running with the gazelle, eating, drinking from the rivers with them, eating grass with the rabbits, you know, living like an animal. He was not civilized. He didn't know people or language or anything. He was living with animals as wild. As a wild one. So they had an idea to send the harlot Shema to Gilgamesh and have her seduce him to bring him to the kingdom, so that they would get their meat, they would eat, they would get money. So that's what she did. They send the harlot Shema, and she took his energy for 6 days. They had sex, and when he went back to the animals, he said his knees were shaking, and it took for him to drink. It was until he drank that he became civilized or human, or that she took his energy, whatever it was. But yeah, he had to be drunk and have sex, and then when he went back to the animals didn't know him anymore. They ran from him. So the harlot taught him English, taught him mannerisms, fed him food, and brought him, told him the story, you know, that there was this wedding and the king was trying to stop it, and he had to come help. So he did. He came and he stood right in front of the door and was like, you're not going to get in, you're not going to stop this wedding. And all the people were in awe. Like, oh, somebody stood up for them, oh, somebody's saving them. They were like kissing his feet like the mother prophesied. And they fought so hard. They knocked down all the walls to the city. Everything was knocked down. You know, imagine two big ass giants fighting throughout the cities. They knocked the whole cities apart. After that, they kissed, made up. They were best buds. And Gilgamesh came to Enkidu and said, let's go to the cedar forest and defeat Habababa. And he said, are you crazy? We're not doing that. Enlil named him the guardian of the cedar forest. We're not going to do that. And he said, oh, basically, like, what are you, pussy? You bitch? You bitching? Like, what are you doing? Let's go. He said, I don't think this is a good idea. And he went anyway. And here, because they went and they both, you think they messed up the city. Now they messed up the whole forest, and all the city was cedar forest, and these two giants fighting the guardian of cedar forest, and both of them defeated. But as he was dying, he cursed them. He said, because you're doing this, one of you are going to die, and one is going to live the rest of their life in sorrow, missing the other one. So I think this is where Ishtar comes. You know, this is where the Christians celebrate Easter. Ishtar, the whore of Babylon, or whatever they call her, Adam's first wife. So Ishtar failed at trying to seduce Gilgamesh. She was on to her wickedness as all of her previous lovers died. Came and she wanted to bring down the bull of heaven on them. And the father wouldn't let her, but she went and did it anyway. And here, the two giants killed the bull of heaven, bringing the wrath of the gods on them both. After that, Enkidu fell ill, since he was the one who held the bull by the horns for Gilgamesh, the fatal blow that killed Enkidu, and Gilgamesh had to live the rest of his life. You know, he went on searching. There's 12 tablets. The poem's really, the Epic of Gilgamesh is really long, and I was just like summarizing it. So But yeah, the flood story is in there. And what was I saying after that? I don't know, but that's the story of Gilgamesh. I guess for the people who listen to the story, we'll pull an extra card. See what's going on. I filled my world with an intense light that connects and incites passions. And this is this Queen of Wands. It says you are capable and fierce. It's time to root into your purpose and boldly step into the limelight of your life. The Queen of Wands radiates creativity and passion wherever she goes, and when she enters a room, her exuberant charisma and confidence are palpable. Don't be afraid to be the center of attention, and for Goddess's sake, stop acting small in order to make those around you more comfortable. Make sure fiery bursts of productivity are accompanied by laughter and gratitude, connection, appreciation, and love. It's okay to hold shadow in all of this light. Don't push it down so deeply that you can't find it again. Accept the parts of you that don't openly share. The past failures that have held you back, they don't define you. So transmute that shadow, sit with it briefly, and then light it on fire, because you don't need it anymore. And that's when you're supposed to say, I filled my world with an intense light that connects and incites passions. And this is this, putting a fire on that to ash. You know, and there's signs all around. Oh my God. It's so funny. 22 is called Light the Way. Angel, let me ride on your wings of grace. We all want answers and guidance to the questions, choices concerning your life. And beware of the methods that you get your information. It's telling you to tune to your higher self. Go to yourself before you go to someone outside of you. And if you are going to listen to someone outside of you, make sure you, like I say in all my readings, use your intuition when deciphering the messages. You don't want to just go with off what someone else says without feeling the truth what's inside of you, or researching it, or checking to see if it's true. No matter what anyone says, you always want to do that. Yep. First, listen to your inner instincts and always lead with pure intentions. Yes. Always start with a prayer. Always bless your food and your drink before you eat. It's like intentions before you do anything. Before you get a shower, you know, before we go to bed, say, I'm going to remember my dreams and write them down as soon as I wake up. You know, this is how we want to be. The Hangman in reverse. We're waking up. We're on our feet. We're seeing things from a different view. We had the Queen of Wands coming in to give us help. Like, we're getting symbols from, I don't know, the Draconians. We're getting symbols from God, from our higher self, from whatever it is, collective conscience, and she's helping us decode all of these as we're just enlightening with this spark, the sparks in her head and her hands. You know, this is boldness, bravery, and excitement. And like I said, it's a renewal. We're brand new. It's like we're brand new. We're brand new, and it is good. It's like this is the light after so long of darkness, I heard. All right, thank you so much, Capricorn. Love you. Hope this was helpful. Bye.